Welcome. This video is about a horror story called Date Night. I hope you enjoy it. A girl and a boy were walking home one night. The happy couple had been out on a date. They decided to take a shortcut through an old graveyard. It was midnight, and a strange fog curled around the headstones. The girl clutched her boyfriend's hand tightly, and they quickened their pace. The girl said nervously, "It looks like a Michael Jackson video." The boy chuckled and said, "Yeah, maybe the dead will rise from the graves and start dancing for us." Just then, in the distance, she heard a howl, and a wail, and a moan. She stopped in her tracks, and peered into the darkness. The boy laughed and said, "Don't be scared, it's probably just an animal, or the wind, or your imagination." The girl swallowed hard. She had a bad feeling that something terrible was about to happen. She looked at her boyfriend, and noticed a strange expression on his face. He asked her surprisingly, as he said, "Why do you walk like that?" The girl asked him while she was surprised, "Like what?" The boy said, "Like you're bowlegged. It's weird." The girl bit her lip. She didn't say anything. She loved the boy, and she thought he loved her. They were planning on getting married next month, and she didn't want to get into a stupid fight. The boy said, "And you have spots on your face, it's disgusting." Again, the girl bit her lip. The boy continued, "And you stink, there's always a stench of stale sweat coming from you. It makes me want to puke." After he said that, the girl let go of the boy's hand, and asked him, "Why are you being so mean? I thought you loved me." The boy shouted at her, and said, "How could anyone love you? You with your weird legs, and your spotty face, and your wretched stench, and your fat bum, that makes you look like a pig. If I was a girl, and I had a fat bum like that, I would be too embarrassed to live. I'd kill myself. You're a pig." The girl burst into tears, and wailed, "If you hate me so much, then why are we getting married?" Suddenly, the boy clutched his head, and fell to his knees. His face was twisted in pain. After that, he said while he yelled, "It hurts, my head is ripping apart. My skin is burning up. I can't stand it." The girl asked him, while she was trying to comfort him, "What's wrong?" As she watched in horror, the boy scratched and clawed at his face, and the skin peeled away, revealing the slimy red flesh beneath. She gasped, and backed away. The boy started tearing the skin off his face with his bare hands, cackling like a maniac. He gouged out his own eyes, and ripped off his nose, and chewed off his own lips. His teeth cracked, and grinned at her. After that, he yelled at her, and said, "The reason I'm marrying you is I want to eat your fatty pig meat." After he said that, the girl screamed and ran away, but the boy came chasing after her, his face just a lump of exposed flesh. She desperately tried to escape from the shambling monstrosity behind her. Just as she reached the gates of the graveyard, a slimy hand grabbed her by the collar, and threw her to the ground. He pounced on top of her, and she started screaming, and screaming, and screaming. The girl awoke in a cold sweat. She was at home, in her own bed. Her husband's arms were wrapped around her. She breathed a sigh of relief. It had all been a horrible nightmare. She nudged her husband. She whispered to him, and said, "Are you awake?" He replied to her, "Yeah." She asked him, "Why did you marry me?" There was no reply. She asked him again, "Why did you marry me?" There was a long silence. Then, her husband mumbled, and said, "Because I want to eat your fatty pig meat."
No, 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 no!
Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this horror story. See you in a new horror stories.